Oseo Johnny Dawa Do. And it may sound a bit not in the mood because this is my third attempt at recording this, really. As first time, wasn't that favorable. Second time, power went out and corrupted the whole fucking thing. It was most unfortunate. But anyway, it's come to my attention that people, and I really mean people, of all ranks and shit, do not understand the difference between the role support and the champion class support. Though it'd really help if if Riot changed the fucking name to it, or differently, something else. Ugh. Let's just go ahead and do that. That way no one would think anything. But either way, you have 5 roles and 6 classes. Top lane, jungle, mid lane, bot, and support. Now, the bot lane is usually played by marksmen, but you could play just about any champion there, and they'd be known as the ADC, attack, damage, carry. The support could be plethora of things. It could be tanks like Blitz, Leona, and Alistair. Sometimes, a lot of times, Silence would probably be better since he is very annoying. But it could be those, or a champion from the actual support class. Jana is very... I don't like facing her. It could even be anyone from the marksmen. Who knows? And Graves, he's just a jungler even though he's a marksman, and people usually see the name marksman and think, oh, ADC. As that's just ingrained into their head for some reason. Though a lot of ADCs are marksmen, great now I'm saying it, are not really played in the ADC role in the bot lane. Like Timo, for example, he's mainly seen in top lane, mid lane, or played as a support. And Kindred is played in the jungle. Ugh. Mage, literally just about any champion can be played in this role of a support, as you're just supporting your team. For some reason, people can't understand that. The support is what it sounds like, a support for your team, but a support class champion is different. It means they're mostly inclined to team-related characteristics in their kits, like Soraka with her heals, Janna with her shields, Bard with his... Okay, let's not count Bard. Ivan with his bushes, heals, and shields and stuff. It's like they all have different things, but a lot of times the support classes are... They do have a lot of healing based stuff, except for Zillion. He's more of a artillery mage, maybe? I don't know. And then you have weird champions that you wouldn't think would be in the support world, like Zillion and Tom Kent. Tom Kent is just too tanky and deals a lot of damage. Supports are not really known for the damage. But fighters literally just about any one of these can be played as a support. Yeah, not everyone has the courage to actually play these as supports. I played Fiora support, Yorick support, Pantheon support I used to main. Like literally for a season straight, I used to main him support. I played Mordekaiser support, the old Urgot support, it was broken. Mundo support. I don't like playing Warwick, but I played him a few times. Obviously. I played Gangplank. Wait, when did I play Kled? Oh well. But yeah. Champions as support. Oh yeah, I also failed a few times as Garen support. But yeah, just about any champion can be played in the support role. It's not relegated to tanks or the actual support class. You can even play assassins as support, as long as a person understands the champion and how to play the role. And the role is really supporting the team. High damage stuff like assassins can be great for peeling for your teammates. Also, if the enemies are getting away, secure the kill, to be a good goal denial to them. They'll miss a lot of CSs, they'll be put on a death timer and stuff like that. And really, the only ranged assassin is LeBlanc, since her range is 525. I think that's the same as Kaiser. I am not really sure. But yeah, range. For a champion to be range... Okay, that needs to go away. But for a champion to be range, it is range 300 to 650. Now, that is important to know when you're messing with runes like Conqueror or stuff that only melee or range champion exclusive. But let's do this. She is range. Yeah, same range as Kaiser. And I think that's the only ranged assassin. But yeah, let's go into more of the supports or the classes. I'm cutting that part out. Now you have tanks, fighters, slayers, mages, controllers, which in the client is marked under supports. They need to change it. And marksmen, with subclasses of Vanguard Wardings, Juggernaut Divers, Slayers, Assassin Skirmishers, Battle Mages, Burst Mages, and Artillery Mages, Enchanters, Disruptors, and Marksmen for Marksmen. I kid you not, Marksmen for Marksmen. I don't know why. But tanks excel at shrugging off incoming damage and focuses on disrupting the enemies more than being significant damage threats themselves. However, some fighters are better off being tanks. Oh, Siren's actually in tank, I forgot. But like Darius, these are what you would call a bruiser. They build more defensively than regular fighters. Vanguard's offensive tanks. Whoa. But yeah, offensive tanks, they deal damage. That's basically it, and they initiate fights and stuff. And wardens, the defensive tanks, yeah, they still deal damage. Now in case of Braum, that's just a subclass. Fighters, adorable and damage focused melee champions that look to be in the thick of combat, like very, very thick that you have the grip of. That sounded weird. Juggernauts, melee titans. Try not to 1v1 them unless you're Camille, who relentlessly march down the opposition and devastate force enough to 1v1 them. This subclass excels at both damage dealing and taking a lot. And they have basically ship mobility. And let's go to... Okay, honestly, Scion is a juggernaut, even though he is a tank. I kid you not. But let's see. Juggernaut, Juggernaut. Let's see. Juggernaut. I forget, did I always say he was a juggernaut? If so, I'm gonna say it again. Oh, and Volleyball, we can't forget about that juggernaut, and Trundle. There's a lot of different juggernauts. I think Heckham is juggernaut, I'm not sure. But yeah, a lot of tanky stuff. Oh yeah, Gavin's a juggernaut too. Oh, and Yorick. He is not. He plays more like an assassin. He also does not play... Well, he is more mobile, but he does not play like a diver. You try to dive with him, you're gonna die most of the time. Unless it's opportune with the enemy jungle not near and stuff like that. Yada yada yada. I ain't going into details right now. But divers are more mobile portion of the fighters. They excel at single high priority target damage, immediately forcing targets to deal with them. They're not as double as tank juggernauts, but they take the first share of punishment. It's hard to beat a Xin Zhao or Vi, whatever her name is. And they could be left unchecked. A nuisance, really. Pantheon, no. He plays more like an actual assassin. Slayers, the highest class of assassin, are fragile but agile, damage-based, focused melee champions that look swiftly to hunt down the targets. A few exceptions to it. LeBlanc. She is a ranged assassin like I showed earlier. There's probably other ranged assassins, but LeBlanc is one. And looking at this, Nidalee might also be one. I don't really know her range. I don't feel like looking it up. But yeah, they're mostly primarily melee champions. With the exception again, LeBlanc. And there's only 15 assassins. Almost the same number of supports. Just one extra. But they specialize in infiltrating lines with their unrivaled mobility to quickly kill high priority targets, or try to. Due to their melee nature, assassins must put themselves into dangerous positions in order to kill their targets again. Luckily, they often have defensive tricks up the sleeves. Basically, just ways to get out. If used cleverly, allows them to effectively avoid damage. Fizz's tadpole thing. And like Pantheon. And then skirmishers, which is weird, as it shows two fighters, Yasuo and Fiora. And unlike assassins, they aim to shred any enemy that approaches because they lack high-end burst damage or reliable ways of closing in on targets. Bullshit. Those two shown there are very mobile and could do that. And basically they sustain damage and shit. You don't 1v1 them, you lose. Especially if it's late game. Mages, offensive casters that seek to cripple and burn enemy opposition through their potent spells. I do not want to read through those, but y'all can. Controllers, as in supports, are defensive casters that oversee the battlefield by protecting and opening up opportunities to their allies. I don't know why it's named support in the client and not changed to controllers or enchanters. Because seriously, focus on amplifying allies' effectiveness, directly augmented and shit like that. And instead, they just have it named support, which is one of the reasons why it's the root of confusion for it. From the role and the class. It's like, seriously. You tell me play a support, I say, okay, which one? You say, Leona or something like that, a tank one that people usually play, I say, she ain't a support, she's a tank. And then we get in an argument because I just wanted to make a little jab of a joke. And then I just lock in something like a Soraka because why not? Anyway, main class, subclasses, shit like that. Marksman, yeah, the marksmen. Which, Kai says subclass is assassin. So that technically can be 2 assassins that are ranged. Woo. But, yeah. What I'm trying to get at is that, role is the role you're playing. Top lane, you're playing top lane. Mid lane, you're playing mid lane. Bot lane, you're playing bot lane. Support, you're supporting the whole fucking team. It's why that Sin support was a good support. He'd support his team by gimping the enemy team a lot. In jungle, you're basically a second support. Because you're stuck babysitting the team. Mostly at low elo for when they say, oh, never ganks and shit like that. Ugh. That's just so annoying. Especially at times to when you're expected to gank all the fucking time. For when you're always across the map and the laners that requesting the gank don't know how to play passive. Like, seriously. Another tangent I'll come up with later, but just say now is that playing passive and playing safe are 2 different things. Anyone can think they're playing safe, but playing passive is totally different. Like, here we go. Passive. Accepting or allowing what happens or what others do without active response or resistance. As in just farm under tower or something like that. Like, it's that easy. Don't go for kills or anything like that. Just play passive, submissive, unresistant, unassertive, compliant, whatever that word is, obedient, docile. Docile is a very good one. Like, it's not necessarily playing safe as passive. No. Everyone has their own view on playing safe. playing passive is directly passive. Which people are shit at. Also, a little side tangent before I leave this. Pantheon. He does not belong in the fighter class at all. He is too squishy to be a fighter, and he is too squishy to be a diver. He's more suited to being an assassin. Literally. Yeah, if you build him like Glass Cannon, then obviously you're gonna die. And if you build him like a bruiser or tank, you're not gonna have enough damage. And you're gonna lose the team fight, thus probably losing the game. Yeah, you could still win it, sure. But either way, my word's probably not gonna be taken seriously because I play Karthus top a lot. Anyway, I'm gonna stop here and just edit this shit fest of a video. Okay, I forgot to mention something very important. Like literally something very important. Up through here. Someone tried to argue that, to me, that Bran was a support. They clicked under this, but if you wait for a second, it says show the most commonly picked champion at support. As in the most commonly picked champions played in that role. Sure, it has some support class champions. Then again, it also has mages like Zyra that's commonly played as support, and Fiddlesticks. Either way, it's, again, most commonly picked champions per that role for the during the previous patch. It does not mean those are the supports when people are talking about support class. I'm actually surprised those knows that jungle. But yeah, that's why I forgot to add in. Yeah, sorry about that. My power just went out for some reason. But anyways, as I was saying, just because a champion is class differently does not mean they can't be played in that role. Or any role, really. Really put it like this. Champions belong to a class, but they don't belong to a role. Role is what you play. Or is what you want to play. Kind of like if you wanted to play top lane Soraka, you could. You'll just probably need to grind a lot of games out so you can actually understand it, unless you played top lane before. At jungle, you farm. Gimp the other jungler if you want to. Gank if you want to. Though a lot of times you're probably gonna have to gank. But basically the jungle is just a second support. Very sad, I know. But it's really, in my opinion, no need for a meta. Well, mostly below Diamond because it's a shit fest. And in normal games, I've seen a lot of shit happen. I even played Karthus support and just went Battle Mage. Because why not? Funny thing is, it was against the Soraka and I still won. I might actually have that video up, I'm not sure. But oh wow, the internet's taking a while to reset. Don't know why the power went out. I don't know. Anyway, as I was saying... Okay, I'm getting off track. But basically, champions are stuck to a role, stuck to a class. They are not stuck to a role. You can play any role you want to with any champion. Yeah, a champion's class just defines the characteristics. Like Soraka, she's a medic. in with a support class. Yet you can play her like an assassin if you want to. It's actually quite fun, really. And Zillion, he's more of an artillery mage, but he's still support class. He helps out and stuff. You could also play him like an assassin. It's fun, really. And a lot of times, who knows, off meta might win you the game like that. And I'm definitely getting off track here. Definitely. I'm just gonna stop this